Today, we will explore the story of Naamah, a prominent character in the Holy Scriptures. Naamah is referred to in the Old Testament of the Bible as an Ammonite princess, daughter of Hanun, the king of the Ammonites. The story of Naamah is in 1 Kings chapter 14, verses 21 and 31. Rehoboam, son of Solomon, was king in Judah. He was 41 years old when he took the throne and was king for 17 years in Jerusalem, the city God selected from all the tribes of Israel for the worship of his name. Rehoboam's mother was Naamah, an Ammonite. Judah was openly wicked before God, making him very angry. They set new records in sin, surpassing anything their ancestors had done. They built Asherah sex and religion shrines and set up sacred stones all over the place, on hills, under trees, wherever you looked. Worse, they had male sacred prostitutes, polluting the country outrageously, all the stuff that God had gotten rid of when he brought Israel into the land. In the 5th year of King Rehoboam's rule, Shishak, king of Egypt, made war against Jerusalem. He plundered the temple of God and the royal palace of their treasures, cleaned them out, even the gold shields that Solomon had made. King Rehoboam replaced them with bronze shields and outfitted the royal palace guards with them. Whenever the king went to God's temple, the guards carried the shields, but always returned them to the guardroom. The rest of Rehoboam's life, what he said and did, is all written in the Chronicles of the Kings of Judah. There was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam the whole time. Rehoboam died and was buried with his ancestors in the city of David. His mother was Naamah, an Ammonite. His son Abijah ruled after him. The biblical text narrates that Naamah married Solomon, the renowned king of Israel, famous for his wisdom and great wealth. The story of Naamah is permeated by mysteries, but through the Bible and Jewish tradition, we were able to extract valuable information. All these details will be presented in this video. As the daughter of a monarch, Naamah was raised in an environment of luxury and privilege. Her marriage to Solomon, one of the most powerful and influential monarchs in Israel's history, was certainly an event of great political and diplomatic relevance. Naamah's connection with the Ammonites was significant, given the historical hostility between the Israelites and these people. According to biblical tradition, the Ammonites were often considered enemies of the Israelites, as they descended from Lot, Abraham's nephew, and shared a history of rivalry and conflict with the people of Israel. Thus, Solomon's union with Naamah, an Ammonite princess, generated concerns and criticism among the most conservative Israelites. They feared that this marriage would compromise the purity and faith of Israelite culture. First of all, it is important to remember that Solomon had already joined the daughter of a pharaoh in a real and legitimate marriage. However, he was fascinated by several foreign women from different cultures, including Naamah. The central issue in this situation was the lack of control, as throughout his life he accumulated an impressive number of wives and concubines. In the first book of Kings, chapter 11, verse 3, it is written, "He had 700 wives of royal birth and 300 concubines, and his wives led him astray." Despite much advice from his mother about the dangers that these women of different origins could bring, Solomon seemed to ignore the warnings and continued to be involved with women from different nations, including Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Sidonians, and Hittites, who worshipped foreign deities. However, Solomon's heart was captured by Naamah, which made this union even more complex and impactful in his life. His love for Naamah transcended the cultural and political barriers of the time, leading him to make decisions that resulted in negative consequences, not only for himself, but also for the kingdom of Israel. Solomon's deep affection for Naamah led him to consent to the practice of worshipping foreign deities, doing the customs of his beloved wife, and thus compromising the fundamental religious principles of Judaism. Solomon's journey is a striking example of how a monarch who originally revered the one true God can drift away over the years. The Holy Scriptures tell us that although Solomon began his reign by worshipping the Lord God, he eventually gave in to the influences of his foreign wives, including Naamah, and built altars to their gods. It is important to highlight that Solomon was not the first monarch to transgress this norm. His father, King David, also had multiple wives, which already indicated a pattern. In Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 17 we read, "Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away, neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold." One of the most famous narratives that demonstrated his insight involved two women who claimed to be the mother of a baby. Solomon suggested dividing the baby in half, which distressed one of the women deeply, leading her to despair and to beg the king not to do it. Thus, Solomon managed to discover who the real mother of that baby was. His wisdom mastered a wide range of knowledge, from the understanding of nature to the composition of proverbs and songs, recorded in the Old Testament in the books of Proverbs and the Song of Songs. During Solomon's reign, the prophet Isaiah had a vision that resulted in a prophecy that would alter the course of Israel's history. The prophecy spoken by Isaiah predicted that Jeroboam, a servant of Solomon, would become king of 10 of the tribes of Israel, while only one tribe would remain under the rule of Solomon and his descendants. This prediction signaled the imminent division of the unity of the kingdom of Israel. Upon hearing the prophecy, Solomon understood that Jeroboam represented a threat to the continuity of his reign. Afraid of losing his power and influence, Solomon took an extreme decision and attempted to assassinate Jeroboam. This desperate action highlighted the growing tension developing in the kingdom of Israel. After Solomon's death and the accession of his son Rehoboam to the throne, Jeroboam re-emerged as a central figure in the conflicts that unfolded. The unfolding of Isaiah's prophecy resulted in a sequence of events that culminated in the division of the kingdom of Israel into two. Jeroboam's rule over the kingdom of Israel, made up of 10 northern tribes, and Rehoboam's reign over the kingdom of Judah, made up of southern tribes, marked a tumultuous period in Israel's history. This division, known as the Schism, had lasting political and religious repercussions. Rehoboam's reign and his disastrous management represent a crucial point in Israel's history. The increase in taxes and Rehoboam's unfortunate decision to ignore the people's concerns quickly weakened his authority and caused a decline in his government. The economy weakened, political stability was threatened, and popular dissatisfaction persisted. Eventually, Jeroboam ascended as the first king of the kingdom of Israel after the division of the kingdoms of Israel and Judah. Jeroboam took extreme measures to prevent his people from continuing to worship in Jerusalem. To maintain religious control, he erected 2 golden calf statues and placed them on altars in Bethel and Dan, encouraging the Israelites to venerate these images rather than go to Jerusalem. This controversial choice had significant repercussions, as the golden calf became a symbol of infidelity and idolatry in Israel's trajectory. One day, as Jeroboam headed to one of these altars to make offerings, an unknown prophet appeared and made an intriguing prediction. A descendant of David would destroy the pagan altars and burn human bones on them. Surprisingly, this prophecy came true many years later, when King Josiah of Judah implemented religious reforms and followed the instructions of the unknown prophet. Naamah's story serves as a reminder that even the wisest and most powerful leaders can fall into sin and apostasy when they allow outside influences, such as political marriages and alliances, to destroy their devotion to the true God. Influenced by Naamah, Solomon's decision to build altars to his wife's foreign gods marked the beginning of an era of spiritual decadence and political strife that ultimately resulted in the division of the kingdom of Israel. The story of Naamah's influence on Solomon is a vivid reminder of how wisdom and faith can be tested, even when we are at the most powerful and successful moments of our lives. Therefore, it is a narrative that urges us to consider the influences that shape our own lives and the importance of firmly maintaining our principles, even in the face of external temptations and pressures. And so we conclude another story of many to come, and this time it was that of the Ammonite Naamah, a character of great importance in the Holy Scriptures, who was one of Solomon's wives and daughter of Hanun. If this video caught your interest, be sure to subscribe to follow the other stories to come. So click like and share with your family and friends so that they can also discover these stories along with you. Your search for knowledge does not end here. We will soon release new videos and you will continue exploring these stories with us. See you in the next video.